Could a simple cup of hot water be the only thing keeping people alive in a frozen apocalypse?
还能骗骗肚子解决一点饥饿感。这老东西挨了一顿打。
Han Han discovers his vision has drastically improved, allowing him to see snow textures over 100 meters away. He realizes his physical and mental stats have reached 4 times the human limit.
是我的视力变强了，这是身体4维数值提高到普通人极限4倍后带来的额外折变。
After observing for an hour, Han Han concludes that the monsters only hunt at night. Since it is currently daytime, he decides to move immediately instead of waiting until noon.
既然外面安全，我就没必要等到中午12点再行动了。
Panic erupts inside the shelter when someone opens the door. The survivors scream in terror, fearing that the monsters will turn the 100 people inside into a giant buffet. Han Han calmly tells everyone the outside is safe and asks if anyone wants to help him retrieve food from the bus. Some survivors secretly hope he dies first to scout the way. A girl asks Han Han to bring back her luggage and food. Han Han coldly rejects her, questioning why he should risk his life for someone who cannot even show basic respect. Seeing the lack of cooperation, Han Han plans to sneak out via the balcony to empty the bus alone, avoiding the burden of traveling with the ungrateful group. The crowd begins to insult Han Han, calling him selfish and lacking grace for refusing to help a young girl. He simply ignores their complaints with a smirk. Yusihan offers to accompany Han Han. However, other survivors warn her that it is too dangerous to step outside into the thick fog. Han Han reveals a grim reality, stating that the military rescue mission failed because modern equipment is useless against the mysterious substances in the fog. While confident in his skills, Han Han views the other survivors as potential decoys who can buy him a few seconds of escape if a monster appears. A man named Xia encourages the others to follow Han Han, arguing that they cannot just wait for death while a young woman has the courage to go. Xia argues that now is the only time they have enough strength to fight for survival. The group finally agrees to risk their lives for food. Han Han observes the psychological decline of the hungry survivors. He knows that after a few more days, hunger will drive them to see everything as food. He mentions a corpse he already chopped up in a fast food shop. He warns that they should not stay inside and risk tasting human meat. Driven by fear and hunger, the survivors decide to follow Han Han. The group prepares themselves for the deadly journey to the parking lot. Han Han views the 50 survivors as nothing more than 50 pieces of bait. He leads a small group, including Yusihan and 2 students, toward the bus. He tells them to stay close but warns that he will abandon them instantly if he senses any danger. Their survival depends entirely on their own luck. Suddenly, Han Han hears a voice in the fog mimicking his own words exactly. He realizes the monsters are using psychological warfare to lure victims. Han Han notes that only he can hear the mimicking voices, suggesting the fog allows monsters to target specific individuals with mental pollution. Upon reaching the bus, Han Han instructs his team to guard the doors while he crawls into the luggage compartment to retrieve the supplies. After securing the food, Han Han lets the students take their belongings and prepares to head back to the main hall. Han Han discovers his system can store the entire bus as a mobile vehicle. This allows him to transport massive amounts of resources securely. He tells the others to leave first while he goes back to collect additional items from the vicinity. Han Han finds frozen pork and chicken on the roof of the bus, treating the discovery as an extra bonus for his collection. He hears a voice begging to open the door, but he recognizes it as a recording of a man who was killed days ago. The monsters are using death recordings as bait. Though the atmosphere is oppressive, Han Han finds that having other people around helps distract the feeling of being watched by something in the fog. Back at the shelter, a woman named Li Xiaoling criticizes the men for leaving Han Han alone, sparking an argument about bravery and survival. The survivors are amazed by the food Han Han brought back, including spicy beef noodles and tomato hot pot. Han Han checks with his system and learns the bus will take 10 days to return. He plans to store food in it to multiply the resources later. He is thrilled that the bus acts as a super mobile warehouse, allowing him to access items without exposing his location. Han Han enjoys the comfort of his room, preparing a chicken soup using an induction cooker. He plans to buy seasonings from Liang Youfu. Meanwhile, some desperate survivors try to scavenge the remaining luxury cars, only to find them empty and ruined. Gurue attempts to sell high-end food at a premium, mocking those who eat cheap trash, unaware that his car has already been looted. Han Han is patient, knowing that Gurue will soon discover his car is smashed and his wealth is meaningless in this world. Han Han visits Liang Youfu to trade some of his noodles and hot pot for seasonings and a clean kitchen knife. Gurue arrives in a rage, discovering his car is destroyed. He accuses others of stealing his food, claiming his status as a corporate heir. The group mocks him, and Han Han dares him to enter the fog to retrieve his food if he is so brave. Gurue offers $1 million for food. Han Han refuses, stating that money is just waste paper when survival is at stake. The monsters begin appearing earlier than usual. Han Han realizes the creatures are becoming more active as the days pass. He scoffs at those still trying to use money to solve their problems while the world collapses around them. In the freezing weather, Han Han enjoys his hot chicken soup and a bottle of wine, reflecting on the cruelty of the apocalypse. Yu Se-han visits Han Han to thank him. Han Han recognizes her as a high-intelligence ally who can provide valuable information. Han Han invites her inside to share the hot pot, noting that a companion is better than eating alone in the cold. They share drinks and conversation, with Yu Se-han admitting how much the cold had affected her before this moment of warmth. Yu Se-han shares a secret military video showing a 56-meter monster. Han Han realizes the 10-day window for his resources is actually a death warning. He discovers that the power grid will fail within a few days, leaving them blind and deaf in the frozen wasteland.
在极寒暴雪下，风机叶片已经结冰，最多2-3天，服务区就会全面停电断网。
电网一停，基站瘫痪，我们会变成聋子和。
The monsters are evolving in intelligence, mimicking humans to lure prey. Han Han concludes that the screaming survivors in the hall are doomed. Yusi-Han offers her intelligence as a plea for protection. They exchange contact information before the network completely fails.
现在还有网，把这段视频的原文件传给我，以后有关于外界的情报，第一时间发信息。
Later, Han Han finds Li Xiaoling stealing food from his bag to give to another child, claiming it is the right thing to do.
哈哈，你回来啦！